folks, welcome to a special Sports Focus. I am your host, John McNeil, and I have a special guest with me, Mark Weinberg.
Hi, nice to
Talk a little. This is the Super Bowl edition, and your usual suspects, Kevin Civils and Jeff McIntosh. You gonna say anything? You ain't gonna say that's it.
He's playing Forrest Gump.
Okay, Forrest. I just have to call you Forrest tonight. All right. Let's get right to it now.
You two gonna pay for it.
I'm gonna pay for it. Okay. A couple of things about this game. It's gonna be a great game. Super Bowl 48 in the big city. Right. Now, this is the first time since 2009 that the two top seeds have advanced to the Super Bowl. That was the Saints and the Colts. Won by the New Orleans, of course. And also, Seattle, I don't know if you guys knew this. Seattle is the first team since the 1990 Buffalo Bills to have no players with any kind of a Super Bowl experience. So, you remember 1990?
Actually, I can't. I remember the 1990 season when the Buffalo Bills went to the Super.
What team they
I'm
played?
sorry, they lost to the New York Giants in January '91, which was the 1990
so I guess,
season.
Does that bode well for Seattle since they have nobody that's been to the Super Bowl, not even a reserve player, and it didn't work out for Buffalo, so that's already a strike against them. So we'll see how that turns out. And this is also the 7th time that in the Super Bowl that in preseason they also played, and then they played in preseason, played in the Super Bowl. 5 out of 6, the team that won the preseason game won the Super Bowl. Seattle beat Denver 40-10 in the preseason. So
Wow.
1-1. Also, just a little note on that. I just read up on some things. After that game, John Elway, the general manager, ripped the whole Denver Broncos team a new one. So this is preseason. So you see how he takes that very seriously. Conversely, if that was Jerry Jones, he'd be like, well, guys, you made me a lot of money. Good job.
Kept the lights on in the stadium for another season.
You know? Now, also, what's going on, brother?
No, I'm talking about the coaching carousel in Dallas.
We ain't got no time for that now. Come on now. That's like for a whole nother show.
No, that's for a drink over at the bar.
That's a whole nother one. Now, this the Super Bowl,
drink.
of course, is huge, and you always. I talked about this last year on my Super Bowl show. Counterfeiters once again have struck the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Damon Daniels, 43 of New York, and Eugene Flagler of Philadelphia. He's 32. These two, they had their place rated.
Why
They
you gotta look at me when you
recovered.
say Philadelphia? Why you?
Yeah,
gotta look at me?
you a Philadelphia person. Maybe there's some connection. Do you know this Eugene fella?
No.
Very quickly, no. Okay. But the police recovered 59 counterfeit tickets.
Okay.
Here's the breakdown. 36 from the Super Bowl, 8 parking passes, 12 tickets to the NFL Honors Show, which is taking place February 1st, 3 tickets to the NFL Commissioner's Party, very good fakes, the FBI and all of them said. Very good fakes, and they were sold on Craigslist and shipped via FedEx.
I know. FedEx.
So
yeah.
apparently these people is getting very good at this counterfeiting thing, and
But fortunately, the NFL, with the real Super Bowl tickets, for security reasons, has placed 15 areas of that ticket where these counterfeiters won't be able to
and
figure
that's
out.
probably how they got caught, because you can only get these tickets directly through the NFL and where they're playing this game. So
Yeah, but they still got 16,000 tickets. They still got to sell.
well, hey, they
Price drop.
Drop that price, then they'll get it.
Well,
They'll get it.
Dropped 1,000.
Now I mentioned the NFL Honors, that's the NFL Honors is a big party basically announced the MVP, Hall of Fame, Offensive Player, all these types of awards. I've always had a little thing with Mr. Sapp ever since he made the Hall of Fame. Now, you familiar with Warren Sapp at all? First, real quickly, do you think he's a Hall of Fame player?
No.
No.
No? Mr. McIntosh?
No.
Actually, I would have to put him in not because of his attitude, but because of his ability. He was a very good defensive lineman for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers before he went to the Oakland Raiders. Look, Warren Sapp he wasn't a choir boy.
No, he wasn't.
But he was a hard-hitting football player, and we have to realize when it comes to business, you got to put business, then the personal life.
First ballot Hall of Famer, though. You think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer?
That I don't know if I would have agreed with that, but the fact is he should be at least in there for his ability and what he accomplished.
That's my
I
thought.
totally do not like Warren Sapp in this Hall of Fame over Charles Haley. That's 5 Super Bowls, was a contributor to the 49ers in their two,
good.
and basically shifted the power of the NFL to Dallas. But he's not in the Hall of Fame. And also, Mr. Strahan.
Yes.
Now, do you think Strahan belongs in the Hall of Fame?
Strahan got that game still irks me to this day.
Which one?
Come on,
The
leave it
give
up.
up sack.
That's
I
Brett
can't do it.
Favre's doing.
I can't do it.
Brett Favre just went
I
down.
just
He just said,
And so really,
I
is
can't.
it Mark? What do you think? Strahan, I thought he was an awesome player.
Listen.
I
Yes.
thought he was a very, very good player. Unfortunately, how they pick who goes, unfortunately, it's a big mystery on a lot of things. And many people will agree on certain players. Some people will say certain players got ripped off. And that is the unfortunate when it comes to picking people, for the Hall of Fame.
Mr. McIntosh.
I refer to them too.
The biggest thing is when they say when the name comes up, the reason why it takes so long, when the name comes up, you have everybody gets a chance to debate on the pros and the cons of the person. And they all talk about the good points, the bad points, and everything else before they come to a decision on whether they're going to let the person in or leave them out. That's why it took a couple of people so long to get in because we're like, well, no, not this year. No, not this year. No, not this year.
It happened, this type of controversies happened not just with the Hall of Fame picking, but how people forget. I'll give you an example. The Minnesota Vikings, the Purple People Eaters.
Purple People Eaters.
And in the 1970s, everyone remembers 3 of the 4 defensive linemen. The 4th one, who was probably the most awesome weapon, people forget. They had Alan Page.
Alan Page.
Great.
Hall
I'm
of
not going to
Famer.
take Hall of Famer. I respect the man. Carl Eller. People remember Carl Eller, awesome player, and Jimmy Marshall.
Jimmy Marshall, wrong way, Marshall.
But now, people forget their biggest man, who was their most explosive man, Gary Larson.
Yeah, I know.
Gary,
It's pretty much always like, because isn't it sort of like that with the most throughout NFL history when they have the great defensive lines? It's always that one that's pretty much left out. I know the Fearsome Foursome.
of the Rams.
Now those are the 4 that pretty much
Yeah.
throughout history.
I remember Rosie Greer.
Rosie.
I remember Merlin Olsen.
Merlin. And of course,
Sick Deacon
Deacon
Jones. Everybody
and
remembers.
Lamar Lundy.
Yes.
So you remember those guys, but as far as Mr. Sapp, because he basically, why I'm even talking about this, he put out in the article saying that he doesn't think that Strahan doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame. He don't think he belongs in the Hall of Fame, which I think is crazy because Sapp doesn't even belong in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion.
But
My
he,
opinion.
But he was an awesome hitting
Yes, he
football
was
player.
a good player, but I did not see him to be like a Randy White or Reggie from the defensive tackle position.
No,
was a
Randy
Randy
White was a member of that.
was a
the
beast.
Dallas Randy White with that Dallas defensive line. That was an awesome defensive line of Ed Too Tall Jones, Harvey Martin, Dutton, and Randy White. And you remember that Dallas team was that close to being a 2-time Super Bowl champion in a row. Unfortunately, they were going against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Came up short.
What was his name? Jackie Smith, the drop pass in the end zone.
One of the best tight ends in NFL history, and he just happened to drop it in the biggest game just like this game is huge. Right quick. Now you're a historian. You know the games and the jerseys and all that.
Oh, I remember who won. Who
Worst? What is the worst looking Super Bowl you ever seen? As far as
the
when
worst
yeah.
looking look wise?
Yes, when they had on their jerseys.
Okay, I'm gonna have to say it was Super Bowl V, the Baltimore Colts versus the Dallas Cowboys. If you remember, the NFC had the choice of being the home team, and Dallas's blue uniforms in those days, not the blue uniforms that they wear today. It was a ugly-looking blue,
Exactly.
and the Colts being in their dull, visiting white
White.
uniforms. That was known as the Blunder Bowl.
Yeah, it was turnovers galore up and
Yes.
down the place. Yeah, I picked that one as the worst looking. When you watch the footage of it and just show you a picture, it is disgusting. It just probably makes you want to throw up looking at it because it's so. Maybe if it was nighttime, but it's dark. It's lighttime, so the sun is out. It's in Florida, so it was just hideous.
It was held in Miami, Florida,
Yup.
in the old Orange Bowl.
Now, how many Super Bowls was held in Miami?
Well, that one I cannot give you a complete. I know Super Bowl II was held in the Orange Bowl in Miami against Green Bay versus the Oakland Raiders. The next year, the New York Jets over the Baltimore Colts. By the way, when it was Green Bay versus Oakland, Green Bay was in white, Oakland was in their black. The next year, when it was the Jets versus the Baltimore Colts, the Jets were in their visiting white, and the Baltimore Colts were in their home blue. And then in Super Bowl V, I remember that was the Colts versus the Cowboys. Baltimore was in
Very
white.
hideous Super Bowl. Hideous. I must tell you again. Now, not only this is a great Super Bowl, I think, because you got pitting the number one offense, number one defense, but I have to mention this story. I don't know if anyone of you guys knew. Demaryius Thomas. You guys know Demaryius Thomas. You know Demaryius Thomas, wide receiver, Denver Broncos. He has a mother and a grandmother, and they're both locked up.
Yeah.
You heard about that?
Grandmother was actually
Grandmother's doing life.
Cocaine was a crack dealer,
Yes.
and the daughter kept the books.
And she's doing like 20 years. So basically, he's playing for hey, I just find that crazy. But here's another thing, right quickly. Marshawn Lynch, did you catch his media day?
No.
Yeah.
What did you think of his 6 minutes that he was there, he left? Now the media is making a big deal about it, saying, and the writers for the writers of America, the people that do the media, they want him like suspended or fined or something of that. What do you think of that, how he came out there?
He did his reported amount of time. And if says he done his time, so leave him alone.
That's the thing. You cannot be throwing the microphone in certain individuals. And definitely he is one of them that you cannot throw the microphone in front of.
He just looked at him like, I'm in the cut.
That's exactly what he had his shades on, and that was it.
They did it today.
Now, since this is the Super Bowl, I have a little trivia contest.
Okay.
And the grand prize winner, or the one who has the most points, answered the most, wins something. So let's get right to it. Now, this is anyone, just blurt them out if you got it. The most career fumbles in the Super Bowls out of all the Super Bowls. Most career fumbles by a quarterback.
Don McNabb.
No, I'm afraid that one I would not.
No.
Most fumbles.
Most
by
fumbles.
quarterback? Jim Kelly.
Wrong. Roger Staubach.
Wow.
With 5. All right, 3 individuals has appeared in Super Bowls as a player, assistant coach, and head coach. Who are they?
A player, assistant coach.
Player,
and a
assistant
head.
coach, and a head coach.
Shoot. One is Chicago coach.
Mike Ditka.
Mike Ditka
was one.
He's one.
2.
Tom
is-
Landry.
No.
2 is a
What?
Cowboy player. I forgot what his name was. He was.
No, that's right. That's the championships back then when he played for New York. That's right.
No. Dan Reeves, Mike Ditka, and Tony Dungy. Now, which was the only Super Bowl to broadcast at the same time on 2 different networks?
Super Bowl one, Green Bay Packers
We
versus
got a
Kansas
point.
City.
We got a point.
CBS and NBC.
We got a point here. The first AFC team to win the Super Bowl.
AFC team?
AFC team.
Baltimore
Baltimore
Colts. Because the Jets was an AFL team, AFC, so it's the Baltimore Colts.
Oh.
AFL was remember, the league merged right after Super Bowl IV.
So that's Super Bowl III then, the Jets.
The Jets, that was AFL, but in
I
Super Bowl
think,
V,
I think they just equate, AFL with the AFC. So I got the Jets. So it's the Jets. He still has 1 point. Which Super Bowl winning QB has the fewest passing attempts in a Super Bowl game?
Fewest passing attempt?
Yes.
quarterback, fewest attempts. Could it be Phil Simms?
No.
Okay.
Fewest passes attempts in a Super Bowl game.
Troy Aikman.
No.
Had to give it a shot.
Oh, the other quarterback for the Giants.
Nope.
Eli Manning, you're trying to say?
Super Bowl 8, Miami and Minnesota. Bob Greasy had 7 attempts, completed
7
6.
attempts?
Yes.
I know that one.
The most lopsided score in Super Bowl history.
Denver and San Francisco and Denver.
2 points, 55-10, San Fran. What year did Dallas make it to the first Super Bowl appearance?
71.
We got a point.
70 season, though, but January 71.
There you go. Who is the MVP from a losing team?
Defense, Cowboys. Can't think of his name. Can't think. Randy White and no, Randy White. Yes, no. Hold on, wait a minute.
No.
But it was a Cowboy. I know
know.
that much.
I'm-
Harvey.
I'm going to, Dutton.
Nope. You're on the right.
I don't
It'd
know.
have to be Ed Tutel Jones. He was the
Nope.
only one.
No, but it was the Cowboys and he was on defense. I know
Yep.
that much. And it wasn't Randy White.
Chuck Howley. We have a winner. Thank you. Buck. And your grand prize is a coupon to IHOP.
Thank you. There it is, folks.
I'm glad I was off. I'm glad you know nothing.
Folks, that's all the time we
glad you know
have.
that.
Thank you for joining us for the Super Bowl edition.
I'm glad you know
Thank you,
nothing.
Mark Weinberg, for joining us.